Hey, how's it going? My name is Paul. I'm also known as the Rusted Pixel. Over the last few weeks, I've been uploading tips and tricks to Instagram Reels, but today I wanted to do something slightly different. I wanted to jump onto Instagram TV and talk about something that's quite important to me, something that just came up very recently as well, and I feel like I'd like to chat about it a bit. So just a few days ago, I shared a post to my story feed, and it was about personal projects and how people are feeling the pressure to create new work, how they're always kind of like in this kind of pressure cooker where they need to be churning out new work all the time, and they need to be kind of like staying fresh, staying relevant and staying heard. And I got a lot of DMs and personal messages from people who were kind of worried about that. I was getting so many kind of messages from people who were concerned, like it really resonated with them with the post. Now, I didn't make this post, but I shared it, and a lot of people were very, very upset and very worried about how they felt like, this is something they need to be doing. They feel this pressure from society. So I just wanted to jump onto Instagram TV and talk about my process to personal work, but not really my process, more my, I guess, sacrifices, what you have to kind of give up. And I think you need to step back and look at personal work in maybe a slightly different way. So before I kind of jump into the meat of what I want to talk about, I'm just going to very quickly talk about myself, unfortunately. So super quick, just about me. I'm an Irish artist. I'm based up in Donegal, which is really close to the border between Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. My cost of living is very low. I rent a 3-bedroom semi-detached house for only €500 a month. It's quite cheap. It's a large house, lovely garden, and it's everything I need. My car, it's just a modest, average Volkswagen Golf. I have no student loan. I have no debt. I have no car loans. I have no kids. So that might sound like, why is he giving us all this information? But it's quite important. I don't have too many bills to pay back. Some people are living in more expensive areas. Some people have kind of like, student loan to repay, and they have other pressures outside of them. I mean, for me, I would only take on about 6 to 8 jobs a year. Hopefully, like maybe 2 of them would be large jobs, most of them would be medium jobs, and the rest of them, they would come in through LinkedIn or through Instagram, and I would pass them on to someone else. I think this year I passed on about 42 jobs, and kind of passed them on to other people who may have needed them more. Personally, I don't have a high cost of living, and I don't make a ton of money. I can get by on a modest income, and I'm happy with that. So that frees me up a lot. That frees me up hugely to make personal work. When you're looking at personal work, don't look at it in a way immediately feeling envious or jealous. You should stop and ask, what did that person have to do to be able to put themselves in a position to make personal work? So another thing about personal work, if you're one of those people who feel like, there's a lot of pressure on you to create, you've come home from your full-time job or you're freelancing and you're working, all hours that you're given, and then you're feeling, okay, I'm scrolling through Instagram and here's some work from X, Y, and Z artists, and you're kind of like feeling, I gotta be doing more personal work as well. Maybe you need to look at it as well in ways of, maybe that's the artist's income. Maybe that's the way they make prints and crypto art, and they sell kind of work that way. It might look like they're always, pushing out new work, but maybe that's how they earn their bread. Maybe. I mean, it's just sometimes you kind of look at things and you immediately feel like you should be doing something, and you're starting to feel all these pressures. But before you start feeling the pressures, maybe you should just stop and think, what sacrifices have they made? What way are they getting their income from? And, maybe there's just kind of other questions to ask, rather than feeling this huge pressure from social media and other places to kind of keep producing, because it can really, really burn you out and really make you end up hating what you do, which is a shame, which you definitely don't want. So this isn't really a video of an excuse why not to make personal work. That's not the point of this video. This is for those who are busy and they're working on stuff and they've got debt to pay back, they've got like families to support, and they're then feeling the extra added pressure, this kind of made up pressure from social media and from Instagram, where you're scrolling through and you're seeing all this fantastic work and you're like, God, I should be getting home and straight away working, sitting down and working. The way I look at personal work is, it's a hobby of mine. I mean, like, it's something I really enjoy. I see it as an expression of myself, the kind of tastes I like, the worlds I like to create, the messages I want to get across. Personal work should be more about being an enjoyable experience for the artist. Now, of course, there's times when they're hard work or you hit a creative block, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like, all personal work should challenge you and move you on and make you feel like you're growing in some way, of course, because they're the best kind of projects. If you've got a limited amount of time, you always want to be pushing yourself so you can show people what you're capable of doing. But there's a difference between them being difficult and then the opposite side, where you're feeling this, pressure from other people to work when you've got other things in your life. I think you need to maybe, if you're one of those people, because I've got a lot of DMs from people about this, you may need to take a step back from it for a moment and fully assess the situation. How can that artist afford to do it? What sacrifices did they make in their life? Or is this their income? Or just where they're located in the world can make a big difference to it. Like I said, my cost of living is super low. I mean, like, I don't even make that much money, but I'm not interested in making that much money. I see my brand and my client work as a way to kind of feed back into making personal work, because I like to split it 50-50. I mean, like, when I was making Rainy Days this year, I turned down a few jobs just to get it done. Same for Jack's Patch. I mean, like, I was asked to work on a few client pieces and I said no, because my personal work is important to me and I like to get it out, and I wanted to get it out in time for Halloween, so I turned down jobs just to get it done. If you're not capable of doing that, and if you're not in a position to be able to do that, don't do it. and don't feel like you're under pressure to do it either. I just wanted to get this idea out to people. So just to wrap up, like I said, I got a few messages about this from people, and there was one person in particular who was kind of quite stressed out. I won't name any names, but he was quite stressed out about it and felt like, he should be working on personal work while making client work, and he was feeling bad about it. And I just had to speak honestly to him, and I said, look, don't worry, you are not falling behind. You get this idea that you feel like you're actually falling behind. You're not falling behind. The community has not forgotten about you. You're a talented artist, and as soon as you do start producing work, and when you feel ready to start posting that work, it's going to be like fire. Like, it's just going to take off like a tinderbox. People are going to love it, and they're just going to really, really enjoy your new work. So don't feel like you're being left behind by not posting personal work. And the other thing that I think, and it's quite important, is all artists of all kinds are on a journey. So imagine that we're all on this map, and we're all following different routes. Some might be on the highway of personal projects or client work, but I mean, like, we're all on a journey and we're all learning and going forward. I just don't think you should take extra pressures when we are lucky enough to be in a position where, as creatives, we get to express ourselves, we get to have huge amounts of fulfillment from our jobs, and we don't need extra pressures when we've got enough to be dealing with. So I think, especially after the year we've had with 2020, I just wanted to post video content more than tutorials to say it's been a hard year, so try not to be too hard on yourself. And thanks for watching, and stay safe.